It's pumpkin picking time for Robert Reese. The farmer cuts each orange seed-filled squash by hand, setting them up for sale in his front yard.
You get some that are extremely misshapen, and then you also get your nice and round, and every pumpkin is different.
One thing he says customers may notice this year is the pumpkin crop is smaller than normal. He says that's due to the weather.
Usually I start seeing some nice orange pumpkins by the end of August. Really didn't see any till that second week of September.
That wet spring and dry summer, he says, is affecting more than just pumpkins.
This was picked right behind me in a little sandy spot, just a tiny little ear, and we went about 20 foot down the row here to have a good sized ear.
According to an October USDA agriculture report, Michigan farmers might be bracing for a rough corn harvest due to that wide range of crop maturity.
Well, it's hard to tell what average is going to be when you have such extreme variability.
Forecasts show farmers could see record lows among crops due to wet spring weather.
There was about a 3-acre lake with water all the way through about the 15th of June.
However, farmers like Reese are keeping fingers crossed and hopes high, saying at least for his fields, there's corn and plenty of pumpkins to go around. This is what we're used to getting in the store, but how do you get all of those apples in this container? Well, we took a trip to Country Mill Farms to find out. One by one, apples are picked and thousands end up here on a giant conveyor belt to be turned into another fall treat.
We separate them by size, so we use the smaller apples, which still taste good, they're just not big enough to eat. Then we use those for making cider.
Steve Tennis is the owner of Country Mill Farms in Charlotte. Between giving student tours, he's also creating gallons of apple cider 2 or 3 times a week.
We take the small apples, we chop them up, and we literally squeeze them at about 80 pounds of pressure per square inch.
Tennis says a cloth creates a barrier for seeds, only allowing liquid to pass through.
And literally the cider comes right out of the chopped apples.
That cider then heads upstairs for UV light treatment to kill harmful bacteria that may be present. It's stored at temperatures around 30 degrees until ready to be bottled. The leftovers, Tennis says, will go to the animals. And the hardest part, the cleanup.
Just like at home when you make a big meal, then you got to clean up. And so that's at the end of the day. That usually takes about 3 hours, regardless of how long you press cider for.
We also learned it takes about 40 seconds for this apple to turn into this. Can you believe it? Here for you, Veronica Gabriel, 6 News.
That's where we find our Veronica Gabriel this morning. She's here for you live with an update. So Veronica, what can you tell us?
Mel Jorma, it's unclear just how many people were injured in this crash, but what we can see is that at least 3 vehicles were involved, and one of those vehicles is actually being loaded on a tow truck right now. This is a live look at the main connector ramp between St. Joseph and Malcolm X. This crash is not on I-496, just above it on West Main Street. Here's a look at video our crews gathered earlier today. This footage was taken just before 1 o'clock this morning. You could see at least 3 vehicles involved, including a white SUV with its hood propped open and its front tires hanging over the guardrail of West Main Street. Many people were standing outside on the road when our photographer said she saw a young boy being carried by paramedics. We're still waiting to learn more information about what caused the crash and if everyone is okay. In the meantime, the ramp is still closed and drivers are urged to avoid the area. Here for you in Lansing, Veronica Gabriel, 6 News. Any last words for your beard before we get to it?
No, we'll just shave it off and get back to clean skin, I guess.
All right, let's go. Okay. Let's do it. We're doing this on live television. And again, we're doing it to raise awareness for men's health and cancer prevention. Men are
I think I can get 90% of it and then go back.
Okay, I'm going to take a video.
Yeah,
It's actually not even on the ground anyway. Getting a haircut is simple for most. But for others like Dominic Blatnick and his mother, it's a challenging task.
Dominic, he was diagnosed with autism when he was 2.5, then ADHD, generalized anxiety disorder at 3, and then epilepsy 4 years ago.
Kathy Blatnick says her son has sensitivity to light and sound, meaning even a loud pair of clippers can overwhelm him.
He's had 10 seizures because of different, changes in his routine or going, just anything that's really loud kind of makes him kind of shut down and not cooperate.
After years of at-home haircuts, Kathy says it's a place like H&M Clubhouse she's been longing for.
I'm gonna put a washcloth on your forehead, okay?
Owner Kelsey Simpson says she opened the salon after realizing how scary haircuts can be for children.
Some stylists just dive right in and start cutting, whereas I try to introduce them to the clipper. I'll touch their arm or say, here, feel it.
While the child-themed hair salon offers services to all kids, it specializes in working with autistic children or those with special needs, offering private services, quiet noises, even dim lighting to make clients, like Dominic, feel more comfortable.
The system, it's really hard to say, really to find a word to explain, and I think it's fabulous.
That's right, it's through a mobile app that you can download right to your smartphone. Veronica Gabriel joins us now live. She's here for you with why you might want it. Good morning, Veronica.
Hey guys, this new app is all about connecting the police with the community, providing a way for you to find out if there's a wanted felon living in your neighborhood. Well, we sat down with police to learn how it works.
You go to locations.
Whether you live in Jackson or Lansing, if you're looking for updates in Michigan, you can now get it from your local state police post.
On there of who the post commander is.
Lieutenant Brian Alexic sat down with us to show just how the new Michigan State Police mobile app works.
The users are going to be able to submit crime tips on it.
Those tips can even come in the form of a photo or video and may be able to help solve cold cases. Users can also get alerts about traffic crashes, arrests, and criminal investigations. You can even check out a list of Michigan's most wanted fugitives. Lieutenant Alexic says while crime is a big part of it, there is a lighter side to downloading the app. For example, it can be used to thank a trooper, maybe for something small like helping change a tire.
If the citizen of Michigan thought that was a great deed, they're able to go in there and give the information and thank a trooper for what they did.
With 30 posts statewide, the new app allows users to follow the post that serves their community or any they choose while staying anonymous.
It is bridging a gap, so you're able to feel comfortable. If you're not comfortable coming in person to the post to speak with that officer, whether it's going to be a complaint or even something positive, this allows you to do it at your fingertips.
The app is free and you can find it in the Google Play or Apple App Store. Back to you.
These birds are almost 4 weeks old, so they're not very old, but falcons grow very, very quickly, and within another week or two they're going to be up jumping around, and pretty soon they'll be flying around. So the birds got 2 bands today. One is a normal U.S. Fish and Wildlife band. It's a silver band. It cannot be read from a distance, so that's a band that we'll only recover if something happens to the bird and it ends up dead. The other band is a color band, which is specific to our state. Some of these birds might end up in Michigan, some might end up in Canada. We don't know, but as long as they're banded and that band is identifiable, we'll be able to see where they end up.